Hello and welcome everyone to another StarCraft 2 England cast. Today I have got Game 2 of a best of 3 from the Zotac Cup. It is between TSLRevival, who is the blue Zerg in the top left, and SurfSound, who is the red Zerg in the lower right. Now, as I said, this is Game 2, so if you're a bit confused, wondering why you're on a second game and haven't watched Game 1, flick over to my channel and watch the awesomeness. That would be the correct thing to do. So pause this, go to my channel, find Game 1 and watch it. Whoop! Now, obviously, this is going to be a bit of a decider. For anyone who has watched Game 1, spoilers incoming. Basically, Revival took Game 1 very, very nicely with an amazing defense of a big Ling Bling push out of SurfSound. Like, seriously, his defense of that was top notch. He traded so efficiently, his baning use was so effective, he took hardly any damage, and basically he just went on to win by having more stuff, by having more workers, he had better tech, and just generally was better all round. Now, so far neither player doing anything too exciting, but of course the big thing to remember is if Revival wins this game, he is obviously gonna win the series. So all the pressure on SurfSound right now to do something big. Now, so far neither player going for anything funky like a 6 pool or a 9 pool or basically anything pool before an Overlord. They're both going up quite high. Obviously in Game 1, SurfSound went for that natural base first, but then flooded with units after that as opposed to drones. But this game it looks like Revival is sending the drone out. Now is that going to be for the hatchery or just scouting? Definitely going to be for the hatch. So a hatch first out of Revival this game, and it looks like he's going to be up against the hatch first as well. But Revival's out a good 5 seconds earlier, which may not sound like much, but obviously that makes a big difference into the mid game. Any kind of couple of seconds shaved off your build order in the first sort of 5 minutes really influences how the game turns out, because one would hope that we'll see the pool come down a couple of seconds earlier as well here for Revival as a part of that. But actually no, SurfSound getting his pool out about 5 seconds earlier, so everything just leveling out a bit more normally right now. So basically this means that this will go into the mid game. We've got gas coming down for Revival at the moment, which is met by a gas for SurfSound. So far these two players going for near identical builds. They've got the identical number of drones, and because of that they should be evenly matched. I mean, until you get some kind of variation in build order, it doesn't become too much of an issue, and this is going to be a very, very safe game. So let's use this point to say, if you do like the video, give it a thumbs up, that would be awesome. Subscribe, new top level games up every single day. Leave a cool comment and follow me on Twitter. If you could do those things, that would be fantastic, and it would make me like epic smiley face, and that would be really, really fun. So please do. Both players do now have their natural bases up. The double queens coming out for both of them. They've Overlord scouted and know exactly what's up, which is always good. Both players reaching up towards that 100 gas now, so that's obviously will allow them to get speed. Neither player gone for the baning nest before the speed, which I'm in two minds about. I mean, I personally think that it's safer to go for your baning nest before speed, but both players do have the speed coming down and keeping all 3 drones in gas, surprisingly. So that means they're probably going to go after banings pretty damn quick. They're both going to be very, very equal in terms of all of the, well, drone counts. Neither player have any Zerglings out yet, and that is just completely funkiness. Revival ding the Overlords out was supply block for a split second, but that will basically just mean that they should stay pretty damn even on terms of drones. One more drone squeezed out there for Revival at the moment, but actually I think it should end up pretty level, but who knows, we'll wait and see. But for the moment these gases are still really building up, so I'm really interested to see what both these players are going to be doing with just so much gas, because it really is built up. Revival there getting down that baning nest, but that could have come out a bit earlier, so he's probably waiting a little bit just in order to try and get some more drones out. And we do have the Evo Roach out for SurfSound, so that basically means the banings, once roaches are out, are pretty much useless. They don't do any damage to roaches effectively. That means that it's mass Zergling against roaches early on, and then you just have to have your own roaches, otherwise you're in trouble. But this has allowed Revival to pull 1 drone ahead at the moment, though both players getting out a couple of Zerglings, but a lot of drones actually on the way out there for both of these players. And I mean, once SurfSound gets those 6 drones out, he will get ahead. The Roach one is on its way down somewhere here as well for Revival. There we go, at the back of his main, and he's getting up a 3rd base. So both these players are going really long game targeted. There goes down the 3rd base for SurfSound as well, because obviously he scouted it with this Overlord. And if your opponent is going for a 3rd, you should go for a 3rd, because they're not going to be putting on any pressure. So this is all fairly standard play out, both these guys. The worker count is very similar, absolutely insanely close. But for the moment, we've got just a Baning morphing in somewhere, exactly where. There we go. So we've got 2 Banings, a handful of Zerglings, and this is definitely going to go into the Roach phase. 6 Roaches already on their way for SurfSound right now. But the trouble with pumping units is, and being aggressive early on in ZvZ, is basically these Overlords will pick up any move out of units. And obviously, then Revival can just start building his own, and they will pop in time. And the only downside is that it means that you're not droning. I mean, there's 9 drones coming out of Revival right now. He's already 7 ahead, and well, now a whole 12. So basically, while there are a lot of Roaches coming out, the 3rd base is up, and hopefully Revival should be able to flood very quickly. And he is a good 16 workers ahead, soon to be about 20 workers ahead. And that then means that his economy is going to be so much better. And this push isn't really starting to move out yet, but obviously we'll wait and see how this goes. Revival getting up his infestation pit. He did that in game 1, didn't get to use it though. And essentially neither player is engaged yet at all. They're just literally macroing up in their own way. Revival choosing to get a lot of drones, and now starting that Roach production. But really, once that Roach speed kicks in for SurfSound, he's probably going to go. +1 missile attack is finished, but he may actually go before that Roach speed is finished. There is no sign of that Overlord yet. The Overlord is there, and once it sees all of this, we'll see Revival flood with an awful lot of Roaches, so it will almost instantly just start their production. There we go, 7 Roaches coming in, and this is exactly what I was saying, that it's a bit of a problem, because these Roaches will take an awful long time to wander across the map, and most of Revivals are going to be out on the field. The defender's advantage absolutely huge in ZvZ, and this is just going to allow him to do a lot of damage. The Banelings are there as well. They get some good hits off, and while they don't do a huge amount of damage, every little helps. A better arc is there at the moment for SurfSound. He's got a lot more Roaches, and it looks like he's going to clean this up. But 12 more Roaches are coming out here for Revival. He's trying to run away with the remaining Roaches. He does have Owl just to basically try and prevent them being taken down, but for the moment there's so many Roaches there. The Queen goes down, that's a big loss. That is a lot less in terms of number of Roaches. We've got more Roaches coming in. We've got Roach speed finished for SurfSound, and now just finished up for Revival. The 1-1 upgrades are there everywhere, and now obviously Revival is getting completely surrounded, and this is not going his way at all right now. This is definitely not fun for him, and if he holds this, this will be very good. But of course, my concern is that SurfSound just has too much stuff, and Revival are almost going to have to sacrifice up his 3rd base. The Spine Crawler is getting involved in this though, and there's some Roaches coming from behind. They're picking up reinforcements. The Queen even getting involved, trying to get some transfuses off, but no energy left, and somehow Revival is holding this. I have no idea how he did this. He was so far behind in terms of the Roach count, but those reinforcements are now helping him massively, and it's going to hold him momentarily. And well, he's just still, both players are pumping nothing but Roach right now, and this is absolutely sick play by Revival. How is he holding this off? I don't know, but of course being 14 drones ahead means that essentially he's going to be absolutely fine. Those Roaches trying to come in to pick up the 3rd, but obviously a lot of them getting really low on health, and every time you get some free shots off like this, it just helps you massively. Some Roaches on the high ground, but the Overlord is there to give the vision, and this actual ball I think is a bit smaller, but reinforcements are coming in. This ball definitely bigger for the moment, and this is just getting ever so close. Revival researching Burrow right now. He's getting a handful of Zerglings, which I love. Getting a handful of Zerglings just works so well. They soak up a couple of Roach shots, and if they don't, they deal huge damage, and basically that allows your Roaches to engage much more efficiently. So always grab a couple of Zerglings in there. And now we've got Revival coming back full swing in terms of aggression, and the defender's advantage will be here for SurfSound, but this is again the risk of ZvZ. If things don't go your way, you can end up having huge problems, and basically Revival just moving his units now, trying to get a bigger arc so more units can engage at once. The Queen does fall, that again levels up the Queen count, very important, and the Roaches should pull back now. I don't imagine Revival trying to keep this up. He's trying to just do a bit of counterintuitive play, move some of these Roaches away so they can get back to basically defend and obviously meet up with the reinforcements. And if we look at the Roach count, 21 to 20, exceptionally close. The only difference are those 8 Zerglings, which you'd be surprised, that's at least 8 shots from the Roaches soaked up. That helps massively because obviously roaches have relatively high damage per hit, but their very slow attack speed means any shot wasted or any shot that doesn't deal maximum damage obviously does waste quite a lot of DPS. So that is always good. The 2-2 upgrades basically at the same time. Revival though getting up the +1 carapace as well. So if that is allowed to finish, it will massively help. Now we do have SurfSound trying to take out these rocks, and if we look at the roach count, 28, well now 31 to 34, very very equal. We do have 10 more on the way for Revival, and I mean he does have Burrow as well, that's always helpful. Doesn't have Tunneling Claws though, so obviously no movement of Stealth Roaches, which of course are always fun. And I mean, in terms of the worker count, it's still 55 to 40, so this means the Revival is able to just build more stuff, as we're seeing in the production tab right now. And obviously, the longer this game goes on, the better it gets for Revival. It's why economy is so important, because basically SurfSound did not do enough damage with his push. He only killed 5 drones, and because of that, he's just so far behind economically, he won't be able to keep up. And every time he keeps pumping roaches instead of drones, he's basically getting himself further behind. I mean, resources lost very, very equal, but that 15 worker advantage is going to help so much. I mean, it's kind of a fundamental of StarCraft that if you build units now, or you get tech now, you're making, well actually units, if you get units now, you're safer now, but you're worse later. If you get economy now, you're more vulnerable, but you're going to be better later, and that's exactly what Revival went for. And basically the Tunneling Claws on its way. Burrow is done, that's going to help, but that single Overseer could put an end to the Burrow play. A great move by Revival here is he's spreading out his roaches, pre-arcing them, but it looks like SurfSound's going to try and come down here and pick off the rocks, which is always an interesting move, and Revival just moving back and going to try and engage as best he can. But Revival now maxed out. He does have the +1 carapace done, so he does have the upgrade advantage. He also has Burrow, which is going to be huge. Tunneling Claws is about half done. The +2 about to kick in for both players. And for the moment, this is a lot better for Revival. He's getting a beautiful arc there, and that's going to help him completely crush a lot of this army. And essentially, this is not going to go well for SurfSound right now. Obviously, the 2-2 upgrades kicked in for both players, but there's the GG right there. And Revival takes this game, what is 2-0. So, beautiful play by Revival, showing us why he's an absolutely great Korean player. And thank you very much for watching. If you did enjoy, thumbs up, subscribe, leave a comment, follow me on Twitter. Do all those things would be absolutely fantastic and would make me smiley face. So again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you did enjoy, and see you again soon. Bye for now.